I think that you find, especially as an independent cinema operator, a regional show like this is really so helpful. I mean, it's really hard to convince some people that they should attend. And once they do attend, oftentimes they realize this is a must attend event every year. Yeah, it's just, this along with going to CinemaCon, man, it really helps you keep that energy up and, just the love of the business.
This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies.
Hello, and welcome to an episode of Off the Break Podcast. I'm Kyle, and joining me is Shayla.
Hi.
And today we have a special guest for this episode. We have Diane Eve, who is the Regional Director of Rocky Mountain Theater Convention. Diane, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the reason why we wanted to have you on here is because our team over at Off the Break and Clark Film Buying are going to be coming to this year's theater convention. And for a lot of us on this crew, this is going to be our first time attending this theater convention. So, pretty much we just wanted to talk to you about just what the convention is all about and just some of the highlights of it and all of that stuff, all that good stuff. But first off, let's just ask questions about you to kick things off about your love of movies or how you're able to get into the movie industry, and we'll just start from there.
You bet. Well, my love of the cinema exhibition industry arrived when I started working at my local movie theater in Forsyth, Montana, many years ago.
A local.
Yeah, I worked at the Roxy Theater in Forsyth, Montana, and it's been in my blood ever since. So I went on to do other things as far as my career goes, and I remained friends with the owners of the theater throughout those years, and they were looking for someone to fill the position of regional director of Rocky Mountain NATO. So I applied for the position, and here I am. And that started in 2013. So it's been a few years now.
Yeah, I mean, from 2013, you've had to see a lot of change happening on the convention side of things, but also just when it comes to movie theaters in general.
Yes, yes. When I was hired, it was more of it's a very small position. You'll be putting on a convention annually. There's a little bit of membership, not much legislative wise goes on. And since that time, there's been a huge shift. I mean, legislatively, we're seeing things move from the national level down to state and local level. So that really affects what I do for the association. So in my 6 state region of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming, on an annual basis, I'm continually keeping an eye on all the issues that are coming up in the state legislatures as well as on a local level. So, I'm the eyes and ears for everything that's going on in that 6 state region, trying to stay abreast of all the information for theater operators in all of those states. So that's a huge part of what I do. And since 2020, that really has gained momentum, and that's a big part of what I do for the association. And I also put on a convention.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
no pressure.
Yeah.
Well, you were mentioning all those states that are a part of the theater convention. So, for us, just to gain some insight into this, is that what the convention is all about? Like, it's just a region by region type basis, or can anyone join this convention?
Well, to be clear, so Rocky Mountain NATO is a trade association. So that association is made up of the 6 states that I spoke about, and uh, the association puts on an annual convention. And to attend the convention, you can, of course, be a member of Rocky Mountain NATO. You could be a member of another association. You don't have to be a member. The main point is that you are in business to exhibit movies to the public. And we are happy to invite you to the convention if you qualify under that. Basically, you're showing movies to the public in a movie theater environment. So that's what we do at our convention. We host cinema operators and owners and bring them together with studio representatives from studios such as Sony, Universal, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Disney, and Angel Studios, and also small distributors, and bring them together with vendor partners, vendors who service the industry, whether it be, sound, lighting, projectors, concessions, drinks. I mean, you name it. Anything that is involved in the movie theater business, we generally have someone there to represent them as far as vendor partners, and they're great.
Is there any vendors right now that have already been registered and signed up for that will be in attendance?
Absolutely, yes. At our show, we are not the biggest show out there. We're really proud of our modest size. So,
Mm.
with the size of our convention and the trade show, I look to have approximately 50 vendors at the trade show. We have our space reserved that accommodates that many vendors. And so that's our goal, is to fill in approximately 40 to 50 vendors. And I would say we're about half to two-thirds of our way there with attending vendors. Some of our vendor sponsors include Agile Tix, Mobile Movie Going, Snapco. Those would be our top tier sponsors. And then if you go to our website and click on the trade show tab, you would be able to see the list of vendors there and where they're located on the trade show floor. So it's not gigantic, it's very modest in size, but I think that especially as an independent cinema operator, you'll find it a very relaxed atmosphere, one that's easy to do business in, and just not so crazy. It's just there's it's great to go to big conventions and big trade shows to see all the different things there. But this one is really, let's get down to business, and they're there to do business with you as a cinema operator.
Well, that sounds great because for Shayla or myself, we can speak that we just went to CinemaCon for the first time recently, and it was great because it was that aspect of things where it's the industry coming together and just being able to collaborate and talk shop, but at the same time, there was that overwhelming sense of things of its
Yeah,
size.
too much. We didn't even get to go see the vendors really all that much, or even meet with a lot of them,
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be awesome to meet with all those people and be able to refer our theaters to them.
And just a smaller community in general, like it's a more palatable size, I
Yeah,
guess you could say. So if
for
you,
sure.
for a lot of these locations, they're small town locations. So if you don't want the size of it all, you still have the community aspect, is what I'm getting the sense of with this.
Yeah, I think what you'll find the difference being going to CinemaCon, which I absolutely recommend. It's exciting, dynamic. There's so much going on. I mean, that represents our entire industry, which is amazing. Uh,
Hmm.
However, attending a smaller regional convention like ours, and there are a few across the country, which are all amazing. It really helps to build community, and I would recommend theater operators who are out west. I would recommend our show because you're going to build community with other theater operators out west, and so
Hmm.
which is awesome. Going to another regional convention is great too, and you'll have different perspectives. I think attending a regional show really helps to um, kind of find your community in a little bit smaller atmosphere. And then, hey, when you go to CinemaCon, you might see some of those same folks, and then you draw upon that and build upon that. So I think that there's many layers to our industry as far as industry events. They are all extremely valuable, but for different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds great. Um, so you were saying that you can get to find all this information for the convention at the website. Is it still rmnato.com?
That is correct. Yes, www.rmnato.com.
All right, terrific. And so with that in mind, we have known that in the past that Rocky Mountain was in association with NATO before NATO had their rebrand to Cinema United. Um, Moving forward, can you just give any details or anything at all about Rocky Mountain and if the NATO brand is still going to be there, or if it's going to be more of its own thing compared to Cinema United, or is there still a partnership going on between the two?
Yes, Rocky Mountain NATO is a certified affiliate of Cinema United, which was formerly National Association of Theater Owners,
Hmm.
and we are a certified affiliate. However, we are also our own independent nonprofit trade association with our own dues paying association, separate dues from the National Association. That being said, as a certified affiliate, we do anticipate rebranding with something that is more reflective of that relationship with Cinema United. So, yes, we will be doing something. I don't know exactly how that will look, but I imagine that it will, it will fall in line and work nicely with Cinema United.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
And we have the convention coming up anyway, so first things first. We do that. Yeah, so at that website, if you haven't done any sort of membership or you haven't done your reservations or signing up yet, I take it you can go to that website and still do all that. Is there any certain deadlines that people should know about since the convention is just coming up in September, right?
Yes. So when you go to the website, there'll be links there. You can click on the link for the event registration, and then that will take you to the registration page where online advance registration is open and through September 15th.
Hmm.
And then in-person registration rates begin the first day of the convention, which is September 23rd. And then another important date to note is the hotel room block. That room block will close August 22nd. So you're able to make online reservations at the link that's located on our website for hotel reservations. And that's a discounted rate that is available to our association for the convention. I highly recommend taking advantage of that. I believe the rate is 169 per night, so very affordable rate for staying at the beautiful historic Davenport in downtown Spokane. It's a beautiful hotel. The history of it is it was built in 1914 and just a very elaborate luxury style hotel for that time. And then through the years, of course, it was shuttered and then was purchased and reopened after a massive multi-million dollar renovation in 2002. So it is a modern hotel with an incredible rich history. So it's been a favorite on our tour stop for the Rocky Mountain Theater Convention. Our guests really enjoy staying at the hotel. It's has a real intimate vibe to it. So just all the spaces really are, they don't feel like big spaces that are anonymous or very neutral feeling. They definitely have a style to them. And we really enjoy our time when we go to the historic Davenport in Spokane.
So this is going to be a silly question on my part, but Spokane has always been the location for this convention, or has it moved around?
No.
Okay,
So this convention, gosh, we want to go back in history. I mean, the history of the
let's.
association goes back like to the 70s when it was all individual state associations. And then over time, like kind of starting, my understanding is somewhere around the 90s. Uh, and the different states started to work together a little bit where one state would host the convention, maybe in a resort community in their state. So take, for instance, Colorado or Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. They would place that convention in one of those states. And then, jumping way far ahead to the time when I came on board in 2013, and I had just happened to live in Spokane, Washington. Washington is not part of the region that I oversee. They decided to give me a little break and said, well, why don't you host the convention in your community? as a way to, help you get your legs under you and, get established with the convention. And so we hosted it in Spokane for 2 years, 2014, 2015, then again in 2019, and now we are back in 2025. So while it's outside technically the Rocky Mountain region, we really enjoy welcoming theater operators from the Pacific Northwest. So that has been a great way to invite theater owners from Washington, Oregon, uh, parts of California, Alaska, Canada. We're very near the Canadian border, so we're seeing, some exhibitors wanting to make the trip down from Canada. That's been wonderful. And then, of course, we're neighboring Idaho, so we see our neighbors to the east, Idaho and Montana, and other member states as well. So it actually has been a great spot to welcome in theater operators from the entire Pacific Northwest and Northwest.
Well,
Nice.
for any industry, the Pacific Northwest is always feeling like the outsider compared to the rest of the United States. So in a strange way, even for movie theaters, that seems to be the case. So that's nice that this location for Spokane could be much more inviting, perhaps compared to other locations that you guys may have to jump around to.
Yeah, and I will say that our regional convention is the only regional movie theater owners convention in the West.
Hmm.
So out west, we have CinemaCon, which is the National Association's annual convention, which is amazing. And we just happen to be, because of where we're located, we are the regional convention out west. Very proud of that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Um, so since you know a lot about Spokane, we're going to be coming up and visiting that area. Is there anything else about it that is special that we should know about it, or anything that we should be excited for the event in general?
Yeah, well, I am a huge advocate for my local communities. So I love Spokane, have enjoyed living here now since oh gosh, 20 plus years. The downtown, I love the fact that Riverfront Park is right in the middle of downtown along the Spokane River. It's a gorgeous park. It was also the site of the 1974 World's Fair. So they transformed that area into a beautiful park along the river, and it's constantly changing. They've undergone a lot of renovations in just recent years, so it's more beautiful than ever there. Spokane, I'm a trail runner, so I love to get out. We are incredibly close to so many trails. I mean, Riverside State Park is a massive park just on the edge of downtown and runs out of town quite a ways. And gosh, I could go on a trail marathon just inside of Riverside State Park. So that's really nice. I mean, you can go mountain biking and hiking and all of that. As far as downtown, other fun little things right next door to the Davenport Hotel is Steam Plant Square. That gosh, turn of the century, when the Davenport was built, the steam plant actually provided, I believe, heat to all the businesses in downtown Spokane. And of course, that is no longer in play. And so around 2000, approximately the same time the Davenport was renovated, the steam plant went under a massive renovation. And so now it's this really cool space with offices and a restaurant and a brewery inside of it. So that's a unique part, unique feature in our skyline in downtown Spokane, as well as just a neat building to go in and visit. And then in downtown Spokane, we have an art house theater, and as well as AMC at River Park Square, which is the shopping mall in downtown Spokane. And we have, a lot of modern, fun stores down there. We have an Apple store and just kind of, all the fun things that you would find in a nice shopping district in the Spokane region. But yeah, it's a beautiful location. And then if you have time to stay in the area for longer, you can always, get some lake time over at Lake Coeur d'Alene in Idaho, which is literally just a 45-minute drive to the east on I-90. And yeah, there's so much to do here. So I believe in the information that I've been sending out to possible attendees is a lot of information about, what's there to do in Spokane. There's just
Mhm.
so much. Yeah.
So with that information that you send out, is there like an email newsletter chain that can be registered for, or is there any social media that people could be following as well, just to gain some insight and some updates?
Absolutely. So I have a Rocky Mountain NATO channel on Facebook as well as Instagram and then LinkedIn. So they can find us at all three locations.
Okay, terrific. Um, so yeah, I just also want to know if you have just any sort of fun stories, the previous conventions that you've been a part of, or what just makes it feel special to you, just in general.
Oh gosh, I mean, special and important. I mean, I feel like attending a regional convention like this is nearly the single most important thing that an independent cinema operator can do for their business, for their community. By attending, you are not only, putting yourself into a community of like-minded operators facing the same struggles, challenges, joys, all of the above. But there's the education component to it. So you're learning new tips and tricks that you can take back home to your business. It revitalizes you as an industry professional. Sometimes we're isolated in our own workspace, no matter what industry we work in. So this gives you that opportunity, forcing you to get out of that bubble that you've been in and that isolation and step into this zone where you're like, oh, wow, God, I should be doing that in my business. Or hey, I bet these guys haven't thought about that. I'm going to let them know this is how I handle my employees, or this is what I do to, be able to offer this in my concessions in this limited space that I have, or, here's how I handle this particular challenge that I face on a regular interval. So I think that you find, especially as an independent cinema operator, a regional show like this is really so helpful. I mean, it's really hard to convince some people that they should attend. And once they do attend, oftentimes they realize this is a must attend event every year. Yeah, it's just, this along with going to CinemaCon, man, it really helps you keep that energy up and, just the love of the business. I mean, when you go back, you're like, I remember why I love this business so much. I remember now why I bought into this business and why I'm in cinema exhibition. It really helps restore and, I guess cement the love of the business.
Well, Shayla and I can kind of attest to this as well throughout our podcasts and just conversations in general. We feel that at times there is a sense of isolation. As you were saying, it happens in every industry, but especially in this one, where it's not only good for your well-being just to realize that there are others in this industry that are going through similar highs and lows of the business, but also um, just in general, I guess that you don't. It just is a healthy reminder to realize like the purposes of doing this and the thrills of doing this, and along the way, very helpful tool in a sense to um, just learn business practices or just learn little tricks that is going to be helpful that you may not have realized that you could do. I mean, I know for myself, I still need to be reminded in my field of just the simplest ideas that could help me just get better at excelling at certain things. So I I understand that the money of it all could be hard and the travel of it all can be hard to do, especially as a business owner, but this does seem like it would be very purposeful and useful.
Especially
Yes.
as like a small town, rural Montana theater, it probably is hard to not be in a bubble in your own area, and everybody around you is probably competition, so it's better to
Yeah.
connect at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I can relate that, the expense of getting out and traveling to to any type of industry event, is challenging financially. I feel like we've done an excellent job of trying to keep our costs at a minimum. Our attendee fees for cinema operators is $300 or less. So if you have, more than one attendee from your cinema, say it's a husband and wife or manager and an owner, something like that, you're able to get another discount off registration, $25 off registration. So that really keeps the registration fees low. And that registration fee includes all of your meals. So basically, I mean, you know, look at it, if you were traveling and paying for meals on a daily basis, what would that cost you? Probably the same or more than what that registration fee is. So that's kind of a wash. And then I work very hard to keep our hotel rates at a reasonable rate. I think the 169 a night is very reasonable for the type of accommodation that you're receiving. I mean, the Davenport is a full service hotel. I mean, you could get in-room dining if you wanted to, in-room dining in the morning or
Yeah.
the afternoon. They have a hotel pool. There's a spa there. I mean, it's located convenient to downtown. If you have to fly in, we're a 10-minute drive from the airport. So taking an Uber or taxi from the airport is completely reasonable as far as costs go. If you're driving in, the parking at the hotel is reasonable. I want to say for our hotel guests, it's $20 a night for self parking. They even have the option of valet parking, and they have valet attendants. I mean, how many hotels do you go to that actually have, you know, a valet staff? That's generally at like a five-star hotel. And so you're getting all of those amenities. I mean, it's like a break from reality. It's a vacation to come to the Davenport Hotel. Plus, you're treated to education and community amongst, other cinema exhibitors. So it's a vacation with education. Yeah.
Well, that sounds great because I do think that people obviously don't want to be traveling just for the work of it all and for it to feel like it's part of the job. So it's nice to hear that this schedule that you guys have coming up is going to be a healthy balance, like you were saying, of education and vacation as well. I think that is a very great way of approaching a trip such as this.
Yeah. And if I can just go into our schedule of events just very briefly. I mean, how we approach it is we do on Tuesday, it starts more in the afternoon. We anticipate pending how things work out for an advance exclusive studio screening, which I can't name at this time because those are still things in progress, but we'll travel by bus to a theater and then do some fun vendor intros and a little kind of a happy hour there, meet and greet
Oh,
and
cool.
vendor intros. And then we'll do an advance screening, come back to the hotel and have another fun evening of networking. And I've got just have some fun, different things planned for this year. So maybe some movie trivia and, just other fun things to, just kind of get everybody relaxed and enjoying the atmosphere. And then on Wednesday, we have a trade show in the morning. That's your opportunity to meet vendors. And that's also the time that we hand out our goodie bags. And our goodie bags are not filled. Those goodie bags feature our marquee sponsors, and then that is basically your passport to the trade show. So you'll take
Oh,
your
okay.
empty goodie bag around to the vendors and meet vendors, and many of the vendors will be offering some fun little things to put in your goodie bag. So for us, that's
Yeah.
a nice way to have the vendors extend their appreciation to cinema operators for showing up. It's their opportunity to meet cinema operators that maybe they wouldn't meet otherwise. And also, just, those types of items that we give out, that represents a big cost for vendors. So that's a way for them to, you know, have enough for those people that want to visit them at the trade show. So I think it's a nice balance, and then we're not wasting things as well. And then after the trade show that afternoon, we take all of our guests over to a movie theater for afternoon studio film marketing presentations. So we actually have studio reps that come in from LA. I can tell you that Universal will be there, Sony will be there, and others that haven't locked in yet, who are always regulars, we anticipate seeing them as well. Paramount has been a great supporter. Warner Brothers has been a supporter. Angel Studios has been an awesome supporter. So it's always fun. We usually have, it's not every studio in the business isn't there, but we get a nice group of studio representatives, and they really enjoy having that one-on-one time. It's usually a lot of their exhibition relations team who's on site. So you as a cinema operator might interface with them over the phone on a regular basis, or maybe you never get to interface with them. So this is your opportunity to have that FaceTime with studio representatives. And it's so super nice that they come out for the show and show their presentation reels. Kind of gives you an opportunity to see what's up and coming. We always recommend that they bring special materials. So not just material that you would be able to see, via, on the internet or on their webpage. It
Mhm.
would be things that they have specially curated to bring to show us at the convention. That's really great. Then we work into our evening event on Wednesday. We do a scholarship dinner, which that benefits our scholarship program. And that's a super fun event because many of our studios, as well as vendor partners and others, donate prizes that we raffle off for super inexpensive, just a fun evening. We raffle those prizes off, but you sometimes there's signed posters from the studios, really elaborate gift baskets, gift cards, all sorts of different things. And that's just a fun way to support our scholarship program. And we've had that going now for, probably about 5 years. And just this year, we were able to award $7,000 in scholarships. So I'm always looking to increase that a little bit each year to help students who are employees of member theaters. So it's a really great program that we do. So that's our scholarship dinner. And then Thursday is all education. And that's really fun. And this year we're starting out, we'll have a presentation or speakers. Michael O'Leary, the president and CEO of Cinema United, will be on hand. He loves to come to our convention. We're, us being in the Rocky Mountain region, and he's a Montana native. He enjoys attending our show. I know he enjoys attending, all the regional shows because he
Mhm.
really gets a chance to, you know, have that individual one-on-one time with people. So we're fortunate that he attends our show as well. So he'll be there, as well as his chief of staff, Amanda Martin. And she works with me on legislative issues. She's my legislative liaison for national events that happen legislatively, as well as she helps on a state by state basis with me. And then after that, this year, brand new, doing something completely different. It's a workshop, and I've titled it From Burnout to Balance, Strategies for Energized Leadership in Cinema. So I feel like this will be a great workshop, not only for cinema operators, but also vendors, anyone attending the convention in any capacity that you work in. I really feel that this workshop, you'll be able to take away tips and tricks to, help you lead a more energized life, in your work, your family, just all aspects of your life. So I think that's going to be really important and a nice addition to our show. Then we also have a a workshop, or actually a presentation. It's called How to Future-Proof Your Theater Leveraging Technology for Operational Efficiency. That's going to be led by Shane Burkett from Agile Ticks. That will be great. He's really great delivering information to our attendees. Then in the afternoon, we'll have an email blast off, enhance your weekly email and social media marketing. That will be moderated by Corey Tocini from Mobile Movie Going. as well as some others in the industry. And then we also have another one's called Charting the Best Upgrade Path for Your Theater. The moderator for that will be Jeff Kaplan from Sharp. He does an excellent job of moderating and bringing in vendor partners who really have a lot of information to share. Then let's see what else we got. The one that's always super fun is hot topics. So that's basically a round table where everyone starts, discussing, just industry items of importance. So
Oh,
that
okay.
what we find with that hot topics roundtable is that it could go on for 2 or 3 hours. It never goes that long, but I mean, once we get rolling, I mean, we all find that we have so much to share and
Hmm.
just information to get out there. And it's always just been super fun. I think some things that we're talking about, oh gosh, well, I'm not even going to go in. It'll be a surprise what we discuss in the hot
That's
topics.
all right.
Yeah. And then we wrap up our show with kind of an evening reception just to, say our goodbyes and until next year. So that
Well,
it
Diane,
goes by fast. It seems like there's a lot, but then it's just, we try to have that right balance of networking as well as education and just kind of, give everybody a little sample of lots of things.
well, yeah, that's definitely a lot that's going to be on the table, but it's going to be super great stuff to attend with. Diane, I think that's going to wrap up our time in that case, but thank you so much for talking about this convention. It's going to be happening September 23rd through the 25th at Spokane. And if you still need to register, it's rmnato.com, correct?
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciated being on your podcast. I just want to welcome everyone to the Rocky Mountain Theater Convention being held September 23rd through 25th in Spokane, Washington. All the details are available at www.rmnato.com. So you can find the schedule of events. You can see the trade show layout with all of the vendors who will be at the trade show, parking and transportation, hotel information. There's the link for hotel registration as well as the event registration. And be sure to make your hotel reservations. Like I said, August 22nd is the last date to make your hotel reservations. And online advance registration for the convention is good through September 15th. So we're just a very small group who puts on this show. So we need a little bit of time between online registration and the event to make sure we pull everything together and welcome you in the best way possible. So we welcome everyone to attend our convention and hope to see you all there.
Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, thank you very much. We can't wait to be there. Hope we get a lot of people showing up for this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, Shayla. Thanks, Kyle.